Angel. Hello everybody. One second. Can anybody hear me? Can anyone hear me? Let me check. 1 second. Sorry for the late start. I was 1 minute late, but there you go. Let me double check. Six viewer, welcome. Awesome, nice. Welcome everybody. Welcome. Let me cover quick. Sorry for the late start. Is the music all good or is the music too loud? Maybe I should turn down a little bit, right? Let me see. Actually, hold on 1 second. Let me watch my own stream. Hopefully all is good. Hold on. Sounds fine. Alright, awesome. Yeah, sorry for that. Alright, okay, let me show myself real quick. Hold on. Oh god, hold on. I think I have set up. 1 second. Yes, sorry for the wait. And again, today we'll be going over, both. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Guinevere or the pink hair girl and Teresa's pilot awaken, as well as the upcoming pilot for Ian. So we're gonna go over all of that, as well as some incredible news that just came out. So can't wait to show you guys about everything. So and of course everything I talked about will be time stamped in the in the description. So hold on, let me I need it. Oh my god, I feel like I am yeah, I'm sorry for not showing the thing real quick, but it just I wasn't ready. There you go. Welcome. Hello everybody. Welcome. Sorry. So yeah, okay, so Gwen and Teresa. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna say Gwen for now on, right? Is that how you say it? Hello Red. Welcome. Hello, welcome. So actually, hold on. Let me search up how to say her name real quick. Because I don't want to, and also just to, have people, Guinevere, that's how, okay, hold on. Guinevere, hold on. I want to hear it, so hold on, yeah, I want to hear how to just say it real quick. So, Guinevere, there you go. And let's see how there. Guinevere, oh, okay, Guinevere, yeah, thanks, yeah, Guinevere. Huh? I saw you Nani? You mean here? Where? Okay, hold on. Wait, where was my background? Nice. I want to double check though. Is it? Okay. Alright, so first of all, some news. New Mecha. Something about dreams. Like, yeah, if you look closely, you can technically see her curves, I guess. So I can't wait. Like, honestly, can't wait. And if you want to look deeply, right? I don't know if this is gonna be the the final thing, but yeah, it's probably the lewdest mecha so far. Also, if you're watching this later, right, everything I talk about will be timestamped in comments and in the description. Yeah, it looks so good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna roll for it for sure, because it looks so good. Yeah, it looks so good. New Mecha, just join Discord and you guys can join Discord and you guys we can discuss about the new things, as well as new pilot weekend for the for the pilots and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, that should be the news. Well, another news is that if you go on Ian, right? If you go on Ian, you can also see that will be new pilots will be coming soon, like the Mandreth as well as Angela. I'm gonna talk about both this character later as well after I finish talking about the Pilot Awaken. So stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. I'll also timestamp these in the comments and in the description. Yeah, and of course, you know, the new Pilot Awaken and stuff. I was a bit late, but hopefully all is good. Alright, so how many people is here? VTuber. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, let me put the thing here for now, and I'm gonna go into my own stream so I can make sure everything's on. How many people is here? 12 people. Alright, you know what? Let's start. Okay, so yeah, let's start. yeah. And stay tuned for the video though. Stay tuned for the video as well, cause yeah, this is something I'll definitely make a video on. So, alright, so hold on, where's it? There you go. Okay, so let's see. Because I'm also posting this on YouTube, like as a video, so you know, feel free to say hi YouTube as well. Hold on, let me or then in a bit, cause I'm doing all of this. Let me set everything. So I'm gonna close. I don't think I need to close phone. Okay, so I'm gonna put chat. Like, hi YouTube. Alright, so let's start from the TLDR of Gun, and of course I'll break them down very soon. After I talk about the TLDR of them. So TLDR for Guinevere, or yeah, TLDR for Gun. So TLDR, it is an amazing support and debuffer. It's amazing support for your team and a very annoying debuffer for the opponent's team. It's like, how do you say? Like it's just a straight up like it's oh, come on. I don't have TLDR. Hold on. I'm definitely gonna be cutting this out, but I don't have TLDR. But yeah, it's just a great support and a great debuffer for the great support for your team and a great debuffer for the enemy's team. And honestly there isn't much to say about it. It's great if you do like this. If you do like Gwen and you do awaken her, it will not. I do think it will be worth it. However, she is good. It's just when she compares to other awakened pilots, like the other monsters of awakened pilots, she is not. She or what's called. It might not be as worth it. If you prioritize or if you awaken her first. So that's my opinion on it and the TLDR on it. She's definitely great. She's definitely she's an amazing support and an amazing debuffer. So that's that. So that's the TLDR for Guen. Again, I'll go into details on everything as well as her support, as well as what I suggest about her later on in the video. So and now for the Teresa. So now for Teresa is, I need to make myself much smaller here. So for Teresa, she also got an amazing upgrade from her you know, she was already not bad before Awaken, but now she got even stronger. She is a really good ranged DPS, probably the best ranged DPS in Ian for now. And also a lot of her skills, depending on the meta, it will also be very good at controlling your opponents via EMP. However, because the meta now does not revolve around range unit, for example, both PvP and PvE top tier units are all melee. That's why she is, in my opinion, she's not as worth compared to some other generalized, like for example, compared to Becca's or compared to Slowcat Awaken. She's not as worth it now, mainly because the meta now does not revolve around range units anymore. However, she is still an amazing mecha on Jorm, on Infinity, on Deerstalker. She's amazing DPS, amazing CCs. It's just sad that the mechas now are, the range mechas now are less, how do you say, are less meta compared to range or compared to melee units. So Alright, so that's the TLDR for Teresa. Again, I'll go into details on everything. I'll break down everything later on in the video. So. Hold on. And also I'm gonna go do a TLDR on the pilots as well. So on the upcoming pilots, so for Mandreth, I don't think she's not that she is how do you say, there isn't too much thing special about her. She does have skills that that can be good with she does have skill that works well with flying units. And she also has skill that does increase final attacks. However, you know, who is gonna be using flying units? Unless maybe in limited arena, but even then, there might be still better options. So she's kind of like she's very cool. She's even very cool. However, she's not a how do you say, a top tier unit in my opinion. So it's very, her skills I think is pretty specific on buffing or on buffing certain units. So. And as for Angela is also Angela is actually very interesting because Angela, she has skills that, or she is very good at controlling the opponents. She has a skill that actually might work with ACT. That every time your opponent destroy the clones, they'll be stunned for a short period of time. However, the thing is, the opponents have to be destroying the clones. And a lot of time, you know, you're actively using firm steel. That means your clone will probably not be destroyed. I would say your clone probably won't be destroyed after, you know, your clone probably wouldn't be destroyed in time for that, you know, for that effect to work. Therefore, she's also not as used. However, if you can make a build that a clone can be killed by opponents, then maybe this will work, but I don't think so. But overall, I think she is much better than Mandreth in terms of meta. So, but definitely, you know, definitely we will see how it really goes. Okay, so that's a TLDR for everything. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I'm not really good at doing TLDRs, but now I'm gonna start breaking down for everything, and now I'm gonna start reading the comments. So, yeah, I'm sorry for the thing. So, yeah, just got her Gun, got her very early on as well. Become IC poster girl. I'll report. I mean, if a win share is good. I mean, important. Gwen's good on Zhonghu. Yes, she is definitely a good candidate for the Zhonghu. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because any support, again, yeah, like any support should work on it. She can still be in range. True, very true. Yeah, very true. Looks like a guy to me. Yeah, but she's a girl. Yeah, reverse trap, big size. Alright. Let's alright. I'm gonna start breaking her down, starting from her, you know, from her data skill as well. So, let me just make sure I answer every question. So, I'm sorry, I don't have the thing up, so maybe that's the reason why it's a bit screwing. So hold on, just 1 second. Just make sure I can answer. Also, you know, please consider liking the video as well, because it can help, you know, reach more people too. So, alright, so starting from her active skill. So her active skill is a straight upgrade from like her from her normal active skill. You know, for 10-second heal 4% HP every second for all allies, as well as reduce their action cooldown. That's very OP, as well as the reload their magazine by 40%. The reduce active or the reduce action CD part is very good, because again, any move that can increase your action cooldown into this meta are very broken, and of course the 40% heal are also just, you know, overall great for supporting your teammates. And I do think it being like a per second regeneration are much better than doing it all simultaneously, because say if your HP are already pretty maxed, or say if your action cooldown is already quite maxed, then if you get all the 40% in an instant, then maybe you will go overboard and you might not get the full benefits. However, because it's per second, maybe after 1 second your action is already full, then your allies will use that action, and after that, the allies will use action, and then during the ally using the actions, he can still be regenerating HP as well as getting the action cooldowns. And it's the same thing with heals. Maybe your heal is already at max. Maybe you're already at max HP, but having this 10 second per second heal can help you if you do take any damage. You can heal back very soon too. And of course, the reload magazine is also very good if you're using range units, or if you're using units that relies on their weapons. So, yeah, overall, very good active skill. Yeah, very good active skill. Now for the second skill, I'm not really sure if this is a second skill for Demon's Chant. Final damage received minus by 15%. That's really good. Anything that deals with final damage are really good, because the reason why final damage is good is because they calculate after firm steel, and because they calculate after firm steel, you will just take less damage overall. So, very awesome. And of course, once every 6 seconds, reduce the target's attack by 7% and extend their action cooldown for the rest of the battle, up to 5 activation per turn. So this is the reason why I call her a very annoying debuffer for the enemy team, because it extends the action cooldown by 7% for the entirety of the battle. That means whoever her target is will have a really bad time unable to use or just spam their spam their action overall. Of course, it's her target, so maybe the debuff will be spread up, will be spread out among different units. That might be not as ideal, because you do want to focus on one unit, so for the best benefits. However, overall, it's still a very, very good skill. Anything that deals with extending their action cooldown, or anything that does that are amazing debuffs. So, and if you do get lucky, and if she only targets one unit, then that unit will have a very, very bad time. So it could be good against teams that have one aggro taker. For example, Shingeta Dragon. If a team have a full glass cannon, but only Shingeta Dragon is taking all the aggro, this skill may be very good against that, because it will just straight up, destroy 35% of the Shingeta Dragon's ability to spam their actions. Very, 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 very good. So, what else? So, okay, so for her, other skill, for her other debuff skill, the Repentance, renders the enemy who attack Gwen lost control. This effect will defy debuff resistance, and in the meantime, the target will lose 10% weapon magazine and have its action cooldown extend by 10%. Minimal activation 3 seconds. Again, any moves that reduce the action cooldown are very, very good. This one isn't permanent, but it does require she to be hit in order for this skill to be activated. Which, if your support is getting hit, then something is wrong. You probably already dead. So the thing is, it does make them lost control, so that is good. So how do you say? So overall it's pretty good. But the thing is, ideally, you don't ever want your support to be attacked. But in the chance, or actually, this skill is like a safety net. Actually, if your support is getting attacked, then they can make them lose control. And one good thing is it doesn't, how to say, even if your opponents are immune to control loss, this effect will go through it, because it defies debuff resistance. However, this skill you couldn't build around it. For example, say you like the skill, right, and you want your opponents to hit her more often. That's not really good, because her other skill require her to be alive in order to activate. So, but overall, not a bad skill. It's a really good skill to make her stay alive in a battle. So. And her fourth skill, and these two skills, these two skills in blue, like this, or the second skill is a repentance, and the third skill is a demon chant. Both of these skills are so annoying to deal with for your opponents. So which is a huge upgrade for. It's like a perfect support, right? It's a perfect support that can use this skill to survive, as well as having amazing support skills. Okay, so now for a fourth skill, Light of Hope. This skill is absolutely busted. This skill is like Warlong. It's like Warlong times 3. Literally Warlong times 3. This skill is great. That's what I'm saying. This skill is what Goonie is made, or I don't want to say that, but this skill is what Goonie deserves. Yeah, this skill is what Goonie deserves. It's basically triple Warlong, but yeah, triple Warlong, but better probably. So in the Ian transition, you see how I say a weird transition here? Because let's read this skill out loud. Activate upon receiving fatal damage. Heals 20% HP and gains immunity to damage for a short period of time for all allies except Goon. Meanwhile, shorten their action cooldown by 20%. This effect can only be activated once per battle. This skill sounds more like when Goonie takes fatal damage, it will heal all allies 20% and give them immunity, as well as these the action cooldown 20%. But that's not the case, at least not in NC. So in NC, what it's supposed to say is activate upon allies. Yeah, activate upon allies receiving fatal damage. Heal 20% and gain immunity to the damage for a short period of time for that ally, and also shorten their action cooldown by 20%. And this effect will activate once per ally. I don't know what's wrong with the Ian translation, because I thought when this poster was out, I thought this was a mistranslation, or maybe I am wrong, right? I thought it was a mistranslation because it's a bit confusing, but after double checking with NC and also after checking game, yeah, this skill has the same description in game. However, in NC, it's not the case. The NC is basically triple Warlong. So this is why I'm confused. This is what I'm confused about. But yeah, that's true. Yeah, because Forza does require it to go to welcome everybody. Welcome. Yeah, welcome Taylor. Welcome everybody. So yeah, I don't know. So hold on. I'm gonna go to NC's. Yeah, for example, I'm gonna go to NC's. I'm gonna go to NC's. Yeah. Let me go back to the thing. I'm gonna go back to NC's. Oh no. Why is my? Oh, you're gonna. Okay. I don't know why it's not showing, but anyway, just know that this skill. Okay, maybe I am wrong, right? Because in my opinion, right, this skill description feels more like she explode and she buffed the team. But this skill is actually a 4-team revive. A 4-team revive. That's absolutely broken. Yeah, that's absolutely broken. And yeah, good night Zero. Good night. Let me see. Hold on. Where is she? Also, hold on. For some reason, I couldn't connect my thing to the game. Hold on. Let me use USB. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Yeah, hold on. Let me just get back onto the thing. There you go. So Goonie. Goonie. Yeah. So for example, if you go to NC, right? Yeah, it's literally a 14 revive. Ian translation, I don't know what's wrong, but oh, okay, I see. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for staying. So this skill. So if you this is the reason why I say she may not be the best or the most worthy the most worthy pilot to awaken. But if you do awaken her because you like her, you will not regret it, because she gives the whole team a revive. That's OP in PvP. So the overhead skill are OP in PvP. that are OP in PvP. But this skill alone makes her, top tier. Like, yeah, she is top tier. It's just, compared to other Awakened, she's not that top tier. But she's still a top tier support. She's definitely top tier support if you don't have Ashima, or if you don't have, the Alicia and stuff, or the other support, or the other top tier support pilots as well. So, great. Light of Hope, awesome. And I think that's everything about her skills. And just know that, again, definitely tell me if I am wrong about this translation. Maybe to other people this sounds better because my English is bad, but for me this doesn't make any sense. Like, this translation doesn't make any sense. And for the skill order, I recommend going 4. Obviously going 4 first, which kind of funny because they always get the 4th skill the best. They always make the 4th skill the best skill. So wanting you to max out the Pilot's Awakened. So, yeah. So, definitely 4th skill first. Then I will go 3. 3 is this one. Yeah, for the every 6 second reduce their attack and action because it lasts forever. And the 2 is also very good. Because you get the you can make her survive more. In a support mecha. As well as and lastly is 1. Although 1 is a really good skill, but because compared to other skill, it's not like a lingering effect that will last the whole stage. It's only for 10 seconds. So I do think we can skip out on number 1. However, you can max number 1 as well if you do want to, and you can and you can maybe skip on 2. Personally, I wouldn't do that because 2 second skill is really good. This second skill can even make her piloting a tank or like a melee unit, because anytime a unit does hit her, they will be stunned. So overall, so how do you say? Yeah, this skill literally enable her to be I don't recommend using her on tank, but you can make her on tank to annoying the enemy team as well. But yeah, I wouldn't skip on the down a 3rd skill either. So or on a 2nd skill either. So this is what I would recommend. 4, 3, 2, 1. And for a mecha, any support will work. In my opinion, any support Wallong, or actually not Wallong. Wallong's a bit outdated now. Zhonghu, the great support. Great support on great support on great support pilots. Yeah, just any support should be fine. And of course the role is just great PvP support and debuffer. I personally wouldn't use her in PvE because if you build your team right, you shouldn't be able, there shouldn't be, or if you're dying, or if you're needing her 4th skill to revive your teammate, or how do you say, in the end game, right? In the end game for PvE, if your unit die, it usually means that you require that unit to die for some effect to happen. And she is just not like, maybe she can be pretty useful as a PvE, like if your team is struggling against some bosses, or if your team is dying in certain bosses, maybe she can be a very good heal and support. However, personally wouldn't recommend even that, because by the time you can get to her 4th skill, there's a high chance that you're already at the end game, and by the time you're at the end game, you should have enough resources to have a team where you wouldn't die against most bosses. And by that point, you might as well use other, pilots that can do more damage. Therefore, and also one of the things she has is she doesn't have any skills that really buff. Well, she does have action cooldown boosting skills, but a lot of them require either only last for 10 seconds or require the enemy on dive. Maybe she can CC the boss for a little bit, but you don't want the support to be hitting the boss, or you don't want the boss to be hitting the support enemy. Therefore, she's I think she's a strict PvP pilot, so that's why I think her role is. So yeah, but yeah, that's that should be everything about Gun. I hope I didn't miss anything aside from that. Alright, let me read some comments. Look at my YouTube, you'll see what commonly said teacher in front of me. Should I build a Wicked Teresa and put her on mech to become more medicine? Okay, you know what? I will get into Teresa, and I will answer that question after I finish talking about Teresa. Because yeah, Teresa is meta, but there's a catch. Yeah, there's a catch, which I'll talk about it. It's gonna take a lot of time, and so no thing. Just for first skill. That's true. Yeah, a lot of people see. This is the reason why you might as well do Becca's and even Slowkai. I mean, well, Slowkai also needs 4 skill, but this is the reason why if you are playing to Awakened pilots, definitely go for Becca's first, because Becca is standalone, good at everything, and you're all good. For Gun, she's not as worth it because she's only in PV. She's only really good in PvP, and doesn't really provide much in PvE. So it's a lot of investment for not as much in return. So, but if you're someone, it's more like, or this is more like if you like her and you are waiting for her awaken all these years, and then and so you awaken her, that's then that'll be worth it. Yeah, that'll be worth it. But yeah, for people who likes these pilots. Okay, so that should be everything for Gun. Let's start on Teresa. So for Teresa, I need to I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the chat here, and then I'm gonna just I'm gonna put a chat just here. Got it. So it doesn't block anything. And I'm gonna go all the way here at the edge. So okay, so for Teresa Awaken, first skill, release a EMP interface against all enemy instantly and extend their cooldown action by 40%. And meanwhile boost self range weapon attack by range weapon increase reload speed by 40%. Overall, amazing skill for. Hold on. Let me double check something because something seems sus here. Okay, so. Okay, never mind. Yeah, no, my bad. I thought there was some transition error again, but no. But so the EMP interface are not too bad. I think it stunned them for about 3 to 4 seconds. So in PvP, that is a long time, and if your opponent does not have full immunity, it can be a game changer. It just makes all opponents not be able to move, and also dealing them massive damage, as well as reducing their action cooldown, which is again anything that reduces action cooldown are very, very good. So very, very powerful if your opponent is not using full immune. And of course, boosts self range weapons reload speed by 40%. That's incredible. That straight up beats tap first action action skill, and it can enable a lot of older mecha that have terrible reload speed to be potentially pretty good with Teresa Awaken. It's just this on any support, that skill on any ranged units would just be broken. Would just be absolutely broken. So yeah, definitely amazing the amazing increase, or the amazing upgrade from her previous skill. So and now to the second skill, EMP explosion. Increase EM and beam attribute weapon by 35%. Just flat out attack increase, and once every 3 seconds. When the range weapon hits a target, deal extra damage by releasing an additional EMP bomb. That EMP bomb, I think, stuns the enemy for about 2 to 3 seconds. I'm not sure which one it is. It's either 2 or 3 seconds. Very, very good. Very, very good again on a team or a mecha that doesn't have full immune on. That means every time, like every 3 seconds when your ranged units hit, then they'll get stunned again. So absolutely broken. In like against than PvP where the enemy are not using full immune. It just stuns opponents for 2 to 3 seconds, and it just they couldn't do anything. So, and of course the flat out attack increase is also good. However, this skill might not be as good in PvE because most PvE units, most PvE bosses have full immune. So her last skill, although it does extra damage, is not might not be as useful. And her previous one, so this skill originally was increase her final attack by 28%. If there's no units that around him. That skill might be better in PvE because it just straight up gain final damage, and final damage is always better than just only attack. So overall, this skill is very good in PvP. But in PvE you might want to switch to the previous skill. So, but overall, it's still a very good. It's still a very good skill upgrade or very good choice if you do want to use her in PvE. If you do want to use her in PvE than PvP. So, and then the third skill, Killing Splash. Upon receiving 100% SP, range weapon defy 25% of the target's defense stat and render the target attack by a fixed and renders the target's attack by fixed damage periodically for the rest of the battle. Damage skill increase by skill level. Also, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna answer all the questions after I talk about the or after I finish talking about the pilots. So. Alright, so for the third skill, this skill is absolutely great. Yeah, this skill is absolutely great because define 25% of the defense stats. That just straight up make you do, because I do believe stats increase their final attack and defenses. So doing that is very good against other Awakened pilots because other Awakened pilots have a lot of stats. So by ignoring that can be pretty powerful. And can be very useful against that Awakened pilots. And the fixed damage, is about 600. I believe it's about 600. So for example, if we decrease everything, right? If we decrease everything, and then we go into the game. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure. What's going on? Hold on. So if we go into like a battle, right? If we go into the battle. Oh, never mind. The game is but it does, the fixed damage does about 600 damage. And that's good because this can work on parts of bosses as well. And 600 damage is a lot of damage. And depending on the mecha, it should go under their firm steel, or it should go under their firm steel as well. It does trigger their counters. However, if Teresa is attacking what's going on with no, I don't know why I couldn't hold on, something is wrong. Hold on. Nani? Oh, there you go. Okay. So oh, Jesus Christ, what's going on? Why is everything so screwed right now? Hold on. There you go. Alright, there you go. I'm back. So yeah, should increase range, should increase attack speed. Yeah, hold on. Her AS increase critical speed and not range. Hold on. What is going on? Where's my thing? Okay, so see, if you're looking here, right? If you're looking at the attack here, and if you look down to the attack, it is about 600 damage per second, and that's pretty awesome because you can probably kill a unit just by her existing and and dealing that damage to the target. So pretty broken in both PvP and PvE. In PvP, you can probably just she can probably just stare a unit to death if that unit doesn't have some sort of regenerative skills. And in PvP, it can deal about at the end I think it can deal about 50,000 damage. I think from other people who have tested it. So yeah, that skill. So if we go in here and if we use a skill, right? And so basically, yeah, it's just additional guarantee, or what do I say? It's a guaranteed damage. Yeah, there you go. It's a guaranteed damage. Yeah. So if you see down here, right? It'll be constantly doing 600 damage. Yeah. So in PvP, so again in PvP, you can probably just steer a unit to death, and in PvE, it is guaranteed like a guaranteed 5% damage onto the enemy. But this skill, I do believe this skill does get affected by final defense or something like that, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I do know there are skills that can reduce the amount of damage taken. However, even if you cut this damage in half to make it do 200 damage, that's still pretty good, especially as the battle drags on, and it can potentially waste the enemy's counter skill on air. For example, if a unit is very far away from other units, and if she is doing this damage to the enemy, then maybe that unit will do a counter out of nowhere and hitting nobody. So very, very good skill in both PvP and PvE. Alright, so that's that. But the downside is she does need 100% SP to do that. So there is kind of like a cost at that, because you want to get her to 100% SP as soon as possible. So. And now for her last skill, Ace Killer. Once every second, increase self range and reaction status by 2%. Oh, maybe that's where it got that mixed up. So range means it's range weapon status by 2%. And additionally, it gains gaining 3% or 3% attack bonus for all range weapons. Max 20 activations. Upon 20 activation, she also gain like a skill that won't trigger counters and stuff, which is not too bad as well. So this skill just flat after it's maxed out, flat out gives the base 60% attack, which is pretty awesome, especially in a PvE setting, because attack doesn't really go through firm steel, so that's why it's good in PvE and not good in PvP, because firm steel exists. But the range stats, I think, can increase the attack on the final damage, so that's pretty good. So overall, it's just a damage booster, and after 20 seconds, she'll gain a skill that doesn't trigger that basic action. This skill again, I personally do think is much better in PvE, because it won't trigger PvE's counter skills. In PvP, it also works as well, but the thing is, most of the time the enemies are triggering their counter all the time by other units, so I don't really think this will make too much of a difference. But overall, this skill is, in my opinion, are not as great in terms of PvP compared to other skill. That's why I put her on the very last one. Yeah, probably shouldn't put an equal sign here. I don't know why I put an equal sign here, but yeah, 4th skill is definitely the one I would skip, because her 1st skill adds 40% reload. That's pretty broken. So anyway, so basically, yeah, that should be all the skill breakdown for her skill. I hope I didn't mix anything. So yeah, skill order 3, 2, 1, 4. I feel like 1 should be higher, mainly because the 40% reload speed are really, really good. But I personally think that her deaths there, this skill that deal fixed damage, are really, really good on both PvP and PvE, because there's no downside to that. You will just be dealing 600 damage on 600 damage. And again, if you look at the mecha nowadays, a lot of them have only like 7,000 HP. So if you get, let's say you cut it in half, right? Let's say you do 300 damage with 300 damage, and which is usually the case after firm steel. You can still kill a mecha fairly quickly with this skill. So I think this skill, the 3rd skill, are really just like a must-have, like a must-max. So, and of course, and the second one, I go for the EMP explosion, because the CC are just that great. The CC, every time it will just stun opponents with that, so it's good in PvE, so it's good in PvP. And if you're going in PvE, you can switch her back to her old skill that increased final attack, which is also really, really good if you want to use her in PvE, back in PvE. So, and then it's the 1st skill, because 1st skill is good, but a lot of time, like at least in today's meta, right? A lot of the action, for example, Dankoga, right? They ask how good Dankoga is, right? Dankoga, a lot of time, it relies on their, on her action. So by increasing, so it might be better to increase her action skill, maybe, or how do you say? It's like, well, I don't know. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter, because you'll be maxing out all 3 of her skills, and you'll be throwing out 1, and throwing out the last one, in my opinion, are better. So and overall this is what I would overall that is what I would overall that is what I would recommend. 3, 2, 1, 4, or maybe 3, 1, 2, 4, something like that. Or 1, 3, 2, 4 can also be good, because I just don't think 4 skill can be that great, in my opinion. So, but depending on the mecha, right? Depending on mecha in PvE, maybe you can do the skill 1 last if the mecha already has amazing reload, where you don't need to, you don't need additional reload speed. Only on that, but aside from that, you should usually max out 1, because this is a lingering effect. So, alright, so what else? Okay, so for mecha, of course, mecha, the mecha that I recommend is Jorm, Infinity Neos, and Deerstalker. All 3 of these are good in PvE, not in PvP. Yeah, in PvP, maybe you can put her on Jonghu, because there isn't really a range unit that you're able to use. Well, actually, maybe Dankoka. Maybe Dankoka can be used if you still want to use Dankoka as a DPS. So if you want to use her on Dankoka, that should work as well. And with her releasing now, it should be able to make Dankoka better in PvP. However, she doesn't really have many defensive actions. So if the enemy's Ashima focuses on Dankoka, then she's gonna be dead pretty soon. So yeah. But if your opponents are not using full immune, then maybe you can stun all of your opponents first before your opponents kill you. So maybe that can work. But yeah. So that's what I would recommend. And of course, if you're using Jorm, Infinity Neos, and Deerstalker, that means you're using in PvE. In PvE, again, you want to not use her, not use her, not use her, cancel. You want to use her old, old skill for the final attack, and also don't let this increase beam and EMP attribute weapon, I guess, limit your team building. She should work on any range, because all her other skill doesn't really bother with doesn't really require you to be using EMP. Even even this skill, right? Like even her second skill, I don't think her second effect requires you to use a EMP and beam weapon, but preferably you want to use EMP and beam for the additional damage, but it doesn't need to. You can use her on well, I was gonna say breaking down, but breaking down is beam, but like any range. I don't know what other range could, I don't know, Gowan, I don't know, but any range, right? Any range doesn't have to be beam or EM and beam. Especially combined with her first skill, it can really make some old the older mecha shine. So and for her role, just EMP control. If you're EMP control, if you can caught your opponent's not using full immune, they're not using full immune co-pilots or not using full immune team setups, and of course she's also a ranged DPS for both PvP and PvE. If you do decide to use her, but the thing is she really come out at not the best time, because in today's meta, most top tier units are melee units in both PvP and PvE, right? In both PvP and PvE, you want to use you will want to use melee units, and maybe you can, and the thing is Zhonghu, although you can put her on Zhonghu, right? You might also use Ashima or some other super pilot that can boost your other DPSs. That might be better than using her on Zhonghu. But I mean, you can use her on Infinity and stuff like that to do more damage as a ranged DPS. But again, this game's slowly shifting to DPS are melee, I guess. So, but the thing is, if you don't have a lot of melee units, or if you don't have a lot of DPS melee units, and you do have her, then she's probably the best range DPS mecha or range DPS pilots right now. So, not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. She does have a downside that she does require 100% 100% SP, so you couldn't put on like lucky code or you don't need lucky code on her anyway. Well, you can put it. So you'll need to use the code. You'll need to use the Baihu code on her for the effect to take place as soon as possible. So yeah. What else? Yeah, that should be it, I guess. It's just and I do think if you like her and you do awaken her, she is not bad, and actually she's quite cheap as well. Because again, I don't think you need the force. I mean, it's best if you do, because it is extra damage. But so if you only want to if you want to use her, technically level 60 should be good enough. But yeah, just know if you like Teresa, you awaken Teresa, you wouldn't regret it if you have a good range. If you have a good range unit that you use a lot, like for example, if you're using a range DPS in your PvE right now, like Dakoga or Infinity Neos, and you're planning on sticking with that for a long time, then she's definitely worth it. But if you're a pilot that, or if you're a player that doesn't really or doesn't like her as much, and you have more melee units, which you probably have if you're a top player, because melee units is a thing right now. Maybe she's not as worth the commit to some other units, and yeah, that should be about it. I recommend definitely awaken Becca's first, just for the overall goodness, I guess. And if you do really want to go for PvE for endgame, you probably want to go for Slokai first. Teresa is more like for range units or for range DPS. So, yeah. But you won't regret it. Again, you won't regret it, I think, if you do decide to upgrade her. It's just compared to other open pilots, she's not as worth it. So. Can you play Nair's song in the background? How do I do that? Okay, so yeah, that should be it for Teresa. I hope I didn't miss anything else. So alright, let me listen for her. So, what is Nair's song? Or what's Nair's song? That her music? But yeah, hold on. I'm gonna change the music. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna change the music because this music has been here for a long time. So. Is this good? Hold on. The music. No. Hold on. I don't think I have the music, but let me just. Hold on. Let me Pilots, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but I'm just gonna put on a new song, so. Yeah, you know what? Prejudice should be fine. This is like the music. Alright, so okay, so that should be everything. Alright, let me answer any questions. Is she good on Final Dankoga? My main grip is for the recoil. Is the recoil most often Final Dankoga always far away and not hitting this Exalt, which has infinite range? In PvP or PvE? In PvP that shouldn't be a problem, but in PvP most of the time it should be because you trigger their counter or something, which can be pretty good with her last skill that doesn't trigger the defensive action. So maybe that can work. But yeah, she definitely can work. Yeah, she can definitely work in Final Dankoga. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. from reading her skill increase range, but it doesn't increase her range stats, so just more damage. Just to make more Teresa skin. Yeah, Teresa is definitely a very popular unit, so hopefully there'll be more skin. She shouldn't increase range, increase her reload speed. Yeah, you should tell Dev to peel her skin. Good nearly skin too. Kind of equal to Awakened Trista. Awakened Trista. The thing is, the difference is that Awakened Trista is more bursts. She can do Awakened Trista can do massive damage. For the short times, but overall, I think in the end, or depending on Mecha, right? In a prolonged battle, maybe Teresa can do more damage with a reload speed, as well as and phantom damage and stuff. Because Teresa, after a while, she will start losing out on her passive, on her other skills. So that might be a bit that her damage might fall. That might fall off a bit, so yeah. What else? And in terms of damage, yeah, it really depends. Yeah, I think it's still more drone focused. Can you play that? Yeah, I don't know which one your song it is. So. Well, I don't want Stoka Awakens to Teresa as one Awakening right now. I would have Becca as max up. Then yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, if you that should be fine, yeah. Especially if you're using Final Dankoga, right? If you're using Final Dankoga, she should be the best option right now. She's the best option for DPS range right now. Yeah, as much as I say she's not worth it, she's the best DPS range, or she should be. Yeah, she should be the best DPS range pilots right now. Yeah, it's just the reason why I keep on saying compared to other units, because Pilot Awaken is really expensive, right? Pilot Awaken is really expensive, so you want to allocate your resources to be the maximum efficiency. Like even the whales, you need to, min-max on your pilots. So the reason why I said that. But again, every Pilot Awaken, both Pilots Awaken are amazing. Good top tier support, right? Top tier support instantly. Teresa top tier range DPS instantly. So it's great, right? It's definitely great. It's just compared to other Awaken, you might want to do other Awaken first. Then do these. So yeah. Another song? Yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me choose. Seems like people doesn't want another. Alright, let me choose another song. This song should be good, yeah. I think that this song should be good. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I think the song might be a bit too scary. So, alright, so okay, so that should be it for Teresa. Alright, now let's get into I'm gonna go into their pilots. What's it called? The pilot that is coming soon on EN, so at least. What do people still? Oh my god! Thank you so much for still staying here. All right, so let's let me boot them up. So I'm gonna go into the new pilots. I'm gonna break them down as well. So for the new pilots, so let's talk about the Mandreth first. Mandreth, first skill instantly reload all ammo and weapon and what's called and weapon reload speed increased by 30% forever. As you can see, we just talked about Teresa. She increased all weapon reload speed by 30% or by 40% compared to her. So that immediately makes him not as great compared to Teresa, but Teresa is a Awakened pilot and she's a she's just a normal pilot. Her second skill, high speed dogfight. When his speed is higher than the opponent's, increase final damage by 28%. That sounds like a lot. But the thing is, it does require speed to be higher. Which I mean, if you're using maybe she can work, but maybe she can work with on the Hraesvelgr, but the thing is that there are better pilots for it, so yeah. Well, it does increase her speed as well, when she is piloting like a plane, but the thing is Hraesvelgr is not a plane. Chris Rocker is a freaking, that's a freaking mecha, so that doesn't really matter. So, yeah. But the thing is, if they ever create like a very good plane, like for example Jorm, like a better Jorm, maybe, or if you don't want to use her on Jorm, that can work as well, maybe. So, and her third skill, evasive ability increased by 300%, or by extra 300, and shooting and reaction stat increased by 30%. That's not bad, but unless it makes unless it make her like not being able to hit at all, I don't really think this one is. I mean, it can definitely work. It can definitely be great. But the thing is, there's so many AOEs now. I don't think this matters too much. So, yeah. And her last skill, how do you say? I think it's Ace Fighter. That Ace Fighter ignores flying units' dodge skill, and also their and also range weapon attack increased by 35%, and also increase the hit rate increase the hit rate by 100 against moving targets. So it just kind of like increased her hit rate, what's called like hit how do you say accuracy. But the thing is, most unit or most mecha now have very high accuracy, so yeah, just not really like it's a very niche palette. Yeah, it's very niche palette, have some interesting skill, but not anything special. So, and now for Angela. So for Angela, first skill decreases targets' SP magazine and increase their action cooldown by 70%. Immediately a very, very powerful move, but sadly it only does it for one unit. A lot of skills now can do something like that, but not something like that exactly, but something that can make your opponents not move for the whole team, right? So that'll be good. But the thing is, it's still not bad skill for PvP, so not bad at all. The second skill, basically FBI arresting people, basically. And the special code, and the special code. So when enemy destroy, when enemy destroy our own units, destroy clones, and destroying summon units, the enemy will take a paralyzed effect by for 3 seconds, and that will go through immunity. Not bad at all. In the case if the opponents can destroy the clones. So, see, everyone immediately thought about AT when the seal just came out. However, it does require, your clones to be destroyed, and your clones or your whatever, your summons to be destroyed, your units to be destroyed for that to activate. However, a lot of skill now that we have, using clones and using using someone might take those buff instead. For example, if using Ashima, right? Maybe the Ashima will buff, the clones and stuff like that. So using clones and using summon units, especially summon units, are not. I would say clones are meta, and summon units are not meta anymore. But summon units are the only one that might be destroyed by the opponents. And clones, you probably won't be destroyed by the opponents in time. So this skill might not even exist in some degree. So, but it's still a very interesting one. If your clones can be destroyed by your opponents somehow, then that'll be good. But however, this skill wouldn't trigger, the new support, the new anti-ass support. I think, because I think that skill just make those clones disappear. Unless it doesn't. If it actually destroys the clone, then maybe this skill can be very good. So, alright, so now for the third skill, basically, how do you say? Basically, confiscate. Yeah, confiscate all nearby enemy drones. And the range of that will increase with the level. This skill is not bad if your opponents are using all drone teams. But the thing is, who is using all drone teams nowadays? Or okay, what drone are doing DPS in arena nowadays? Not really that great. And the only time I can see this being useful is if you're, so if you just got this pilot and you're not like very high top in arena, and if you see someone using like a pure drone build or something like that, or something crazy like that, then you can use this to take all of the drones. But for now, the meta is not revolving around drones, so not really useful, I guess. Or I mean, unless you're against, or unless in PvE and there's a stage where everyone where there's a lot of units are using drones, maybe this might work. But yeah, but a lot of drones nowadays also stay near the units, so maybe unless you're using a range, unless you're using the melee units, you might not be even able to be in range to take the to take the drone. So her last skills, when enemy uses the when enemy uses their actions, have all of the enemy not be able to move for 3 seconds, but this effect can be affected by the enemy's how do you say, by the enemy's immunity. So for example, if your enemy have like how do you say, anti slow down skills, then that might be affected by this skill. This skill is pretty good in PvP. Whenever enemy or whenever we use his actions, then whenever we use his active skill, all the enemies suddenly couldn't move anymore. Not bad at all. And depending on the the active skill, it might be able to kill the opponents pretty quick as well, because your opponents can't move, probably can't counter it and everything. So not bad at all. So Angela is definitely one that you guys might want to look out for. But just a heads up, she, at least from what I've seen, she isn't used that much. But I definitely think I've seen her in co-pilot. Yeah, in co-pilot slot, because this is a support co-pilot skill. Definitely seen her in support pilot slot before, but never as an actual pilot on the field. So yeah, so that should be TLDR for these two pilot. Hopefully that's good. You put a bold She-Rock, Tom on the screen. We have unknown, Chinese playing vector, yeah. We can use her limited arena. True, yeah. And yeah. Alright, so that should be everything about the pilots. Yeah, that should be everything about the pilots. Is there anything else that I should talk about? I don't really think so. So yeah, is there anything else? Have I talked about everything? I think I did. Yeah, Goonie, Teresa, and yeah. But the thing is, again, I still just need to talk about the last skill. I hope people doesn't get misunderstood with this last skill and doesn't wake her, even though they like her. But yeah, her last skill is definitely triple wall long. Just think about a triple wall long, and it doesn't really. I don't think it will activate on clones. Even if it does, it says once per ally. So it should be. So it should. If it doesn't work on ally, maybe it would. But I don't think so. That would be too broken. So, yeah. Hopefully this stream will be helpful. I'll be uploading the segment of when I talk about these things onto YouTube soon. And yeah, that should be everything. And those two pilots, the Mandreth as well as Angela, should be coming in the next update on I think Tuesday. So yeah, hopefully it comes soon. What else? And of course, new pilot or new Mecha coming soon. Definitely stay tuned on the video stay tuned on the video on it. On them. Yeah, definitely do that. And of course, join our Discord, right? Join our Discord join Discord for any latest information and everything. So how many viewers are still left? Probably not a lot. And please consider giving me a like as well. That definitely help out a lot. What else? Again, yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't know if there. I don't know. If there's no more questions, I might end the stream soon because I I am a bit tired, so yeah, if you couldn't tell with my voice, so yeah. So any news on Bilibili? There's by the way, Iron Saga has been here for 7 years now. Yeah, starting from the first NC launch, Iron Saga is at its 7th anniversary. So absolutely insanity, man, insanity. 7 years, man. I wonder if there's any day one players still here. Can't wait, absolutely couldn't wait. Oh, okay, so I definitely want, which one is heavy? Which one is heavy? Your left ear or your right? Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I think they're equally heavy. Like, they're making me, hunch forward more, so, yeah. They're making me hunch forward more. Okay, so, I'm day one player for Ian. Yeah, Ian. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this right now, yeah? Right? So, hold on. So, yeah. I'm gonna talk about this right now. So, I have seen a lot of people start playing other server. So, I have seen a lot of people who start playing on other server because, Ian, like, Mecha is coming to Ian late or stuff like that. There's a lot of different, reason that people go to other servers. However, I want to say that Ian, Ian might be the best server to play Iron Saga on, and here's the reason why, right? A lot of people complain that new Mecha is not coming to Ian soon, right? And we need to wait for a month. But the thing is, you guys have a good at least sometimes 6 months or more to save up on the new units that is coming out. So I think that's much better compared to some other units. For example, I roared for this is a hero, but then now coming out with this. I much prefer I spend money on this instead of this one. And here's the thing, right? And here's the thing. Let's say you are a pilot, or let's say you're playing on JP, right? And you're like, oh, you know what? I'll just wait for people to say, oh, is this mecha as good or not? But the thing is, that's still risky, because who knows? Who knows if the next mecha coming out will just completely destroy this previous one? Because there was no way to know. Even if everyone's saying, oh my god, this mecha is so good, the next mecha might be even stronger. But with Ian, right? You get 6 months in advance to see all of these new pilots, all of these new pilots and mecha coming soon, for you to decide. Oh, should I be rolling on this one? Should I be rolling on this one? And you can have time to save up, I guess. And also, like, for example, say this mecha is really strong, right? For example, if you're someone who wants, this mecha because you saw my video on it, you see it one-shot my entire team. But the thing is, what if this mecha can one-shot my entire team 20 times over, right? Or can one-shot my entire team sooner, or can just make my team not move at all, right? What if that's the case? I don't know, right? There's no way for me to know, but there are ways for you guys to know, for Ian players to know, so you guys can save money on rolling this units. And if this is not free to play enough, right? If this is not free to play enough, Ian Arena are also the most fun to play in, because everyone have different, well, partially because there's not as much competitions compared to some other servers, compared to JP and NC. But the thing is, because there's not a lot of server, there's more variety. People are trying different things. People are using the mecha that they want. People are using free-to-play mechas to try to get ace, or to try to get to top 100. You couldn't do that. In JP. You can do that in EM, but you cannot do that in JP. You couldn't do that in NC. There's no chance. There's very, very slim chance, especially now with Pilot Awaken, for you to get ace or even top 100 free to play. You have to be, you can know everything about the game. You can be the dev. You can be You can be the person who writes the code for Iron Saga, but there's no way for you to be spending no money in order to get to top 100 or even to get ace as a free-to-play in other server. But you can in EN. You can definitely do that in EN. So free-to-play wise. So honestly, yeah, free-to-play wise, or even if you're a whale, EN is still a better chance. Like you can WoW for all these units. You can use all the units much more. Like for example, you can WoW for say, I don't know, for what are some outdated units? Let's say you can WoW for Merlin or something like that, right? Merlin right now probably not the best, but I'm pretty sure you can use Merlin to get to top 100 right now. But you couldn't do that in NC and JP. There's no chance, right? Because everyone are using stack among stack of two Shinkara Dragon, two this is a hero. You couldn't do that in other stuff, but you can use the unit that you like in EN. So there's just having people who made it to ace using great Zeomer. There's people just done that. There's has been many free-to-play aces in EN as well. This is why I think EN is the best server to play on. And even if you're a whale who is I'll play on NC, I'll play on JP. I will just work for every single mecha. Doesn't matter if they're good or not. It's still the thing is, it's still better that you play on EN because if you ever want to use the mecha again, they'll be more viable, right? If you want to pick up if you want to use your Horus Saga, if you want to use your Merlin, if you want to use your even Tavio, or Tavio, or even a free-to-play mecha, like something like Gowan again, right? If you want to use those mecha again, they will still be worth it. Your money is much more well spent compared to spending on JP, where if you don't use the mecha that you use just now, there's no way for you to you'll be like, how is it? It's just not worth it. Even if you're a WoW, even if you're turbo WoW who will just roll so many units, it's still not worth it to play on JP, where all of your money would be less worth it compared to EN. And a lot of people bring this up, saying that EN doesn't have the collab and stuff like that. Some collab couldn't be happening in EN. But the thing is, this is the I'm telling you, right? A lot of time, for example, let's use Ultraman as an example. Ultraman, I think, was a thing before EN even existed. But till now, they still haven't rerun it. There might be a lot of reasons. I might be wrong on this. Of course, I might be wrong on this, so take it with a grain of salt. But I do think that, there's a saying in NC that, there's a saying in NC that you will definitely, if you're here for collab, you want to roll for everything on the first one, because you never know when the next one is gonna collab. So let's say you see Ultraman collab, you want to play Iron Saga just for Ultraman, right? There's a chance that it will just never get rerun. There's a chance for that. Of course, I might be wrong. Maybe years later, maybe they will be. However, there are a chance that it will just never done that. It will become voted. It will just become a exclusive thing for that time. So you might as well, you might as well just play on EN because it's never gonna come to JP again. It's never gonna come to EN the NC again. Then why don't you just play EN, and maybe hopefully the next collab may be something that you want to use. And again, as you guys can see, for example, let's say Cowboy Beatbox, right? Cowboy Beatbox, even though EN couldn't have the character in the thing because of copyrights, but they still do their best for the mecha, to be in the game and stuff like that. So overall, if you're playing here just for the collab, I still think, starting from now, EN is still better. If not, unless it's confirmed. For example, let's say they're gonna do a collab on I don't know, what is the Netflix Death Note, right? Let's say, actually, I don't even know if Netflix is Death Note, but let's say Death Note, right? If they're gonna collab with Death Note, and there's no way EN can have Death Note character in, there's no way that Game Duchy can have the Death Note characters in EN. Then maybe you can go play JP so you can get the Death Note. but that is only if you want to play, only if you want to get Death Note characters. But the thing is, there's no other benefit for that unless, you know, what if there's another character that you want, but it's also coming in EN? Pretty much you're surrendering everything, all the benefits that I just talked about for a character that you like. Maybe, you know, for one or two characters that you like that might not be as useful, you know, after a few months. And especially if you like Iron Saga as a whole, like for example, if you just like Mecha as a whole, just EN is so much better. You will save so much money just by playing on EN. So this is the reason why. So again, the collab thing, I really think is not worth it. If you're just gonna play JP for one collab character or something like that, it's really not worth it. I think, yeah, it's really not worth it. You might as well just I don't know, put on EN, and maybe because, you know, they do care about EN players as well. They might release a character that will have the same skill, so you're not really missing out on too much, I guess. And of course, and if you're only here for this one collab, then maybe you won't play this game for as long compared to some other players, because, you know, if you're here for one collab, eventually that unit will never be used anymore, and you know, it's not gonna, like, maybe you won't quit, but it might be a bit sad that, you know, this character will never be, you know, will never be buffed again. So it's another reason why I think EN is much better. EN have this problem, right? EN have, you know, the transition problems, EN have the, you know, copyright problems, but you're giving up so much by playing on other servers. Yeah, I think you're simply giving up on too much by playing on other servers. So, and if they have an original mecha that they're gonna come out, you know, for EN, or, you know, if they're gonna have an original mecha that come out for that collab, they will definitely, you know, in some way do it in, you know, come out in EN as well. So, yeah, that's pretty sad. And for example, like Gridman, right? Gridman still haven't rerun at all. In what's it called? In that NC, and people just think that, oh, you know, Gridman's voted. Say if you want to play Gridman and you go play on JP, but then they just never come. You know, that's worth it to go on JP just to wait that, you know, just wait for it. Yeah, so this is the reason why I think EN is the best server of Iron Saga. Okay? EN is definitely the best server in Iron Saga. So. Not Spider, Gridman. Yeah, Gridman. Hi, Saga, welcome. And see, saying EN, you'll get more. I know. I couldn't comment. I couldn't really say. I don't understand what is it. Plus, we get to know if Mecha sucks or not. Yeah, I'm human, not a whole, but you can. Wow, if you try. Yeah. Wow, new Mecha release already. Not now. I'm just posting this because, you know, because I want to, I guess. So, waiting on our server, Lucifer, Kokias, yeah. But yeah, it's just overall, it's just my rant, because I see a lot of people going to EN. It's like, oh my god, I want this right away. But the thing is, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it, man. Especially if you're on a budget, or especially if you, especially if you're free to play or you don't want to spend as much money, right? It's much worth it to play on EN. It's so much worth it to play on EN. It's making me sad that people will go on other server because, you know, just because, you know, they come to EN, or new mecha come to the new mecha come to JP faster. In my opinion, is kind of I don't know. It just feels bad, man. You know, they don't feel it. You know, maybe they go to JP and say, oh my god, I get all these new stuff quickly, but at what cost, right? You still lose out on the ability to know things in advance, right? And a lot of times, if you're heavy PvP players, by the time the data come out that, you know, oh, okay, you know, like, but by the time where you decide to roll that mecha for somebody, say, you know, I'm gonna wait, you know, a few months to see if this mecha is still good, and then I will roll for it. But by the time that happens, that mecha might not be as good as anymore. So you're losing money. You're losing money anyway. your money is least well spent in every aspect. So yeah. Spider-Man, yeah. So JP server. Yeah, this is my rent. And I'm definitely gonna post this. I'm definitely gonna be posting this clip on YouTube as well, because I really want people to know that Ian is good. Ian, you definitely want to. I really suggest people playing Ian instead of other server. You will only suffer playing on other server. Let me tell you, yeah, playing on other server is just suffer. It's pure suffering. Yeah, it's really suffering. And if you want to suggest people on playing on Iron Saga, suggest them to play on Ian. It's much better. Yeah, definitely much better. The only time that you want to play, like if you're a hardcore collab fan, like say they collab with some very cool, like for example they collab with Spider-Man, right? If they collab with Spider-Man and you're a hardcore Spider-Man, then and you know Spider-Man can only exist in JP, then maybe you can do that. Then you know they'll just get Spider-Man and they'll never play Iron Saga again. That's the only case that maybe playing on JP is good. But other than that, Ian is still the best server of Iron Saga. So. Also, if you can't read JP, is a pain to play the server. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, yeah, we have time. Yeah, we have a lot of time. If Cloud Gundam JP never releases Ian, I might change my mind though. Yeah. Yeah, unless that's the case. Yeah. See, Gundam. Yeah, unless if that's the case, then yeah, then for sure. You know, Gundam is. You know, Gundam is understandable, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it won't happen. You know, for other things. So, but yeah. The overall, Ian best server. Alright, that's my rent. Alright, I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. So you know, please ask questions before I end the stream, and I can tell you guys stuff. So. And you know. Definitely come to our Discord and our corpse. So yeah. Alright. Let's there isn't too much thing going on in Unsea right now. I don't really know why. Let's see if I can go to top. I haven't changed my PvP. I'm at rank 184. Yeah, I haven't been doing PvP that much. Let's see if anything changed. Pretty sure there's been a lot of changes. Pretty sure there's. I should probably put on this as a hero as well. Probably. We'll see. I should probably put on the Ushan as well. I'm forgetting that. Cause I actually have Ushan. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, I'm winning actually. Okay, I'm fighting my court mate. That's sad. You don't read the top comments, so many new comments, I think I already read them, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I didn't think I read them. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I don't think I read that thing. I don't know. Oh wait, you mean like top comment in my server? Also, I might be doing the podcast next weekend. So stay tuned on that. What depends. If there's no video coming out, then I'll probably do it next weekend. If there's video coming out, then I might do it next weekend. So definitely look out on that. This time, it might be the same guest. It might be more guests. It's another testing phase to see if we should limit the amount of people coming in. If it's too chaotic, then maybe we should limit the amount of people that's coming in. But if not, holy crap, why is the battle still going on? It's been... Oh, is there Rebellion? No, it's there Shingeta Dragon, yeah. But there should be dead soon, yeah. It's in trouble. And then Norma... Like I'm on stream. Oh, okay. I think I saw them, but I don't think I read them. So, yeah. Things my team is doing very well though. At least against, at least against a new thing. Who did they use on? They use freaking this guy for the thing? Interesting, huh? Yeah, I don't think I can change my plans because I don't think I want to take out any of them. So. Let me change the music. This guy, okay, so this guy's corp is called Busty. Can I say the word on stream? Busty booty. Oh my god. Also, that guy is using that decisive hero. I don't think decisive hero that's the right translation. It's like kids done or something. It's like kids done something. So, any recommendation for Slowkite? I have no Lex Aterna. You can put her on Burnhild. Burnhild can definitely work. Honestly, any melee units that you're using for poster, because you do want the boss to attack her as well, kind of. So the boss can get kind of acid and stuff. So I don't know if that works, but that's what I heard. So but you can also put her on Zhonghu if you don't have Ashima. If you don't have Ashima, then you can put her on Zhonghu. That can work too. If you don't have Zhonghu, or if you have Ashima, then you can put her on Zhonghu, and then and if you don't, and you can, if not, you can also put her on Infinity. Yeah, you also put her on Infinity, like a makeshift DPS. That can work as well. You can also, or at that point your Infinity will be like going more of a ammo stealing job, or will be more of an ammo stealing role. So, aside from that, yeah. So aside from Infinity, you can also put her on Deerstalker, will work too, or any free to play melee. Yeah, any free to play melee such as what's that called again? The Epstein, the Ep something, the one that have frontal damage reduction. Any tank, yeah, you know what? Any tank, yeah, you can put it on Shingeta Dragon or something if you want to. So, yeah, just whatever tank you're using on. Oh my god! So this is the thing, right? Melulu Shingeta Dragon is absolutely dumb. Don't have. I use Horus Valkyrie. Horus Valkyrie should work as well, because Horus Valkyrie should be or if you want to build Horus Valkyrie as a support, that works too. Yeah, that should work too. If you build her as a support, yeah, just any support or any tank. Preferably, I would use it on tank. So yeah, Slowkite is a range. The range is good at, or the range is good at melee. Yeah, because you want her to get hit as well. So you kind of want her to be hit so she can trigger like her second skill. So, and it's just more optimal that way, because she doesn't really provide any extra DPS as a range. So yeah. Neurorex works too, yeah, if you want to use her on Neurorex, should be good too, because it's a melee and you can put her on, you can definitely build Nero as a support, like they can put on the hammer, and you can give the boss a bad time. That works too, yeah. But range and both range and melee works as long as there's support. As long as they're not the one dealing damage, should be fine. Wow, my shot did no damage. I call colors black mech horizontal girl, so yeah. I'm probably gonna end the stream after I finish up all the things. So yeah, definitely share the stream to people who may be interested. And yeah, thank you all so much for coming, man. I was surprised their stream because I was supposed to stream yesterday, but I was feeling too dead yesterday, so I didn't stream. Probably should be better if I stream yesterday, because a lot of people tomorrow is Monday, right? So that might be bad. So, yeah. And I hope my voice is fine today, and not too tired to a point where it might affect the things. God. Melulu, she got a dragon are so annoying to deal with. I mean, overall, Pilot Weekend I think is a good thing. Overall, it's a good thing. But man, it's expensive. But it doesn't. At least it doesn't require you to too much. I think, because pilots in this game, if you play long enough, they are free to play mostly. What do you get? Co-pilots, right? Co-pilot Burr? Someone say Burr? Co-pilots, I think, hold on, I think I'm using, hold on, let me check.
Have you seen the truth? Have you done the false? Have you met the beauty? Have you touched the danger? The world has always been so wide and everyone is small. Once upon a time, we were told to turn around and go away. If no one agreed to stay, and I'm the one to hear you praise. The sweetest tribe is waiting. Target locked on.
Oh, my bad, my bad. I was muted? My bad, yeah. My bad. I'm sorry I was muted. But, yeah, my bad. Hold on. Where was I muted from? Hold on, yeah. When was I muted? Did I told you about the slow kai co-pilot skill? I don't think so, right? So for slow kai co-pilot skill, depending on the mecha, 5 minutes ago. Jesus. Okay, so you know what? Let me talk about okay, you know what? I'm gonna start from the Nerorex. Nerorex definitely okay if you pair it with, you know, the hammer. Give boss a bad time. Yep, for sure. Sokai's range of melee. Yep, Sokai's good on most support. Yep, range is okay, melee is okay. So for co-pilot skill, depending on what you're using on, you know, for range, you will want to use the ammo break. For example, you will want to use the ammo break skill, the her tech. You also or you can use her tech for the ammo break. You can also if you're using a melee, you can use her tech for the defense break on the enemy, and pretty much just any supportive skill that can benefit the team and that can, you know, make the boss have a bad time. And if you're using, and you can also use support skills that, you know, that for example this one, the one that, you know, the aura that will reduce the boss defense by 14% and stuff like that. Yeah, for example, like this one. This is some of the skill. For example, you can technically use her support as well. That works too if you're using a range. They're just, you know, any skill that can bring support. Yeah. And it heavily depending on your, you know, the slow kai's mech. And so when you said about my secret to success, I thought you mean like you want to see my team, but okay, so that this is my team, right? Elaine DPS, Linda DPS, the best DPS right now, the two best DPS right now. Her is for self-destruction. You know, that for the skill. We have Ashima long handle, the Ushan CC boss with cleansing co, as well as you know, some defense break because I don't have any other that defense break in the team. And we also have, you know, the Linda hammer plus the decisive hero lock, I guess. So yeah, I don't know what I missed, but I'm sorry. Yeah. What about Mia? Can the defense stack Mia's force skill? Let me check real quick. Defense stack Mia's force skill. Mia, where's Mia? What about Mia? Stack defense. The thing is, if you have trouble, that if you're gonna have trouble surviving, then this should work. But in a PvE setting, your mecha shouldn't be dying, or shouldn't be dying that much at all. So, this is why I think, it might not be as worth it, right? So, but yeah, if you have trouble surviving, for sure, yeah, definitely put it on, yeah. And because it is all type absorbed, you can put it on range, you know. So yeah, definitely work, yeah. Definitely work. But I personally wouldn't recommend it, just because in PvE you want more damage. You just want to, you know, damage. And your tank should be able to. Actually, unless you're using Sloka as a tank, then yeah, this skill might be needed. Especially if you're using a mecha that doesn't have, you know, built-in lifesteal. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you're right. Yeah. This skill definitely works. Oh, you mean like the defense, or you mean like her previous before awaken skill, right? That should work, yeah, because it does say stack. So yeah, it does say stack, so it can definitely stack. And it can just, you know, lifesteal even more. Thing, yeah. It doesn't stack, but I don't know if it's additive or something like that. But you know, it should stack. So, oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. Any more questions? I hope that answered your question. In my bad for the mute. My bad. Sure. I'm Platinum 5 in Apex and never grow. Certain because a certain bunny group banned SGD Yumiko, and given I need to buff my Slokai and because awaken. Don't worry, I don't know, we never coordinated on banning certain units, so don't worry about it. But yeah, SGD, Himiko, JM, yeah. Pretty sure they will go, yeah. Pretty sure they will go. Because it is, you know, most recent unit will probably be banned in what's it called, in Apex or in Zenith, I guess. So, yeah. I'm joking. Okay. Oh, I won. I didn't even see what happened. Someone is using. Oh my god! Someone is using what's it called? What's this green called again? I forgot. There's a Guanyu mech. Yeah, guess what? You know what? Never mind. I don't know what it's called. Zhonghu. Yeah, Zhonghu. Oh my god, 10 trying. I might just fast forward this. That there's no more question. Oh god, hold on. My game has what happened? What's happening? Hold on. Then pause real quick. What's going on? Huh. Oh god. I stopped moving too, no. There you go, okay, what the heck just happened? There you go. But, for next time, about this. Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Guys, seems like there's some more questions, so I'm gonna end the stream soon. If you just joined, or if you just joined recently, definitely is, that you can, how do you say, that you can, like, how to say it? You can drag the video back. That can rewind the video to a point where I talk about the mecha. Also, why did I lag again? Yeah, something is wrong, but sad time. Sad. And the thing is, even I stopped moving as well. Have a good day. Yeah, thank you. My. Oh my god, what's going on? Hold on. Yes. You know what? Yeah, because the phone is just not. Yeah, the phone is not. Alright, well, yeah. The phone is not working right now, so. I mean, it's a good time. It is a good time to end the video as well. So. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna type it. Yeah, thank you all. I can't even do that because I don't have, I physically couldn't get my phone back to showing the thing again, so sad, huge sad. But I made it to 51 again. I really wish to. Yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen again next time. I don't know what went wrong exactly, but something did. Something went wrong. Yeah, if I use USB, it's not like working as well. So, oh my god. This person have what can I make? It's time to address my phone. Yeah, that's true. Somebody's that Israfel is so annoying. You know what? Yeah, hold on. Can we just surrender? And we'll just do that. Sorry, I was walking at 2 times because I guess I couldn't. Yeah, all good. Was watching the beginning for 2 times. Oh, I see. Okay. That's very good as well. Yeah, that's actually very good. Yeah, they can watch my video on on 2 times speed and can get through it faster. Because a lot of time I stutter a lot. So. Yeah, all good. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. Yeah, thank you all so much for coming. Thank you. Oops. And of course, useful links in description. Alright. Just gonna press this until the end of time. Oh, that's right, hold on. Let me just fast forward this real quick. Don't really wanna anything I should use right now? I don't think I showcase anything. I never showcase anything. Oh yeah, the new reskin for some of the mechas. Looks pretty cool. Oh, 无声的，对，yeah, there you go. Should definitely make like a better, how do you say, like a better, yeah, my thing froze again, I can't. Alright, well, yeah, see you soon, alright, see you, goodbye.